Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Well, I love going on weekend cruises, and I am so excited to share with you today Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, a full ship walking tour. And I'm shocked, I honestly haven't done this. I went back and looked, and I've got some Royal Promenade and some snippets here and there, but I've never actually walked you all through the entire ship. So we're gonna fix that today. Some quick stats on Wonder of the Seas before we dive on into showing you how beautiful she is. We're gonna start, or she's had her first sailing in 2022 is when she started sailing. She's going to then come in at about 235,000 gross tons. So she is a big ship. She's an Oasis class ship, only second in size to the Utopia of the Seas. And of course, the Icon class ships are going to be a little bit larger than even these. Total occupancy. So if we're looking at the total max guest count on here, it's around 7,000 people plus about 2,400 in crew. And so you're looking at upwards 9,000, 10,000 total people are going to be on the ship when you come on, which is crazy to think about. But there is plenty of spaces you're going to see to spread out. Now, I'm not just going to walk around and show you all the pretty spaces and all the great things. I'm going to talk to you about what you can do, best practices, pro tips. And so if you watch no other video, make sure you're watching this one on Wonder of the Seas to know everything you need to know before you come on board. All right, everybody, let's jump on into it. All right, welcome to Deck 4, all the way in the forward section of the ship. This is where your Royal Theater is going to be. So that is the very forward section of Deck 4. I'm going to go upstairs on the 5th floor in a little bit and be able to show you better what's up there and give you some pro tips of how to use the theater, where to sit. Coming into entertainment place, we're going to walk towards the aft of the ship. You're going to see over here, you've got your Casino Royale non-smoking section. This one has been expanded on this ship, so it's going to take up both of these rooms here. It is open today in Karaoke, so I'm not going to show you a lot of that. But I do want to draw your attention to this crystal model here. So we are going to start right here on Deck 4 where it says Studio B. We'll show you that in a second. We're going to walk towards the midship elevators, cut up to 5, and then we're just going to zigzag our way all the way to the very top and conclude up with the suites. Coming over to the other side here, you have the attic. This is where your comedy club is going to be. This is going to be the most sought after show because it is just a smaller venue. So only so many people can actually make it in there. So make sure that if you want to go there, you are getting reservations for that well in advance on the app. You've got the smoke-free casino in there. Coming through here, you see a lot of the art from Park West. I always say if you want to buy something from Park West, you go to their art auctions, do some research in advance, see what they actually are saying about it, and see if that's something that is going to interest you or not. Studio B, here's where a lot of stuff on board this ship is going to happen. It is also closed right now. I'm getting just a little standoffish on opening doors. I used to do that a lot. I don't do it as much these days as I used to. You're going to find your ice skating in here. So that is one of the better shows on board the ship. You're also going to have Club Red, laser tag. There's all sorts of activities that happen in this multi-purpose kind of space over here. Walking around, you'll see that we come into Park West. Now this hallway kind of goes to the left and it's going to go to the right. So you get to choose your own adventure every time you come through here. This side is going to walk you by Park West. So you're going to get to see all the beautiful artwork that they have hanging up, posted, and so you're able to see if anything strikes your fancy. But again, do your research on some of that. I have some of my own, but I'm not sure that I would necessarily do that once again. So in walking down here, we're going to come up to the casino. So I'm going to pause the camera. We're going to pop out on the other side towards the midship elevators that I pointed out to you so that we don't get the people in the casino or show you any of the games that are there. Sorry, casino players, but I'll be back in 1 second. All right, as promised, we are now on Deck 4 towards the aft section of the ship. So this is where our food's going to be. So we just walked through the casino. You came with me in spirit only, unfortunately. But over here to the right, well, actually, we'll come back to that. I'll show you the main dining room first, and then we'll come back and show Izumi. So it is the Royal Birthday Bash. So they are having a birthday this year, so there's all sorts of celebrations. Interestingly, this is my birthday cruise, so I've got a birthday C-Pass card that they have started here. So super nice that they recognize you. So everybody that you show your card to now will know that it is your birthday. Coming into the main dining room here. This is where everybody's going to go to eat. There is specialty restaurants on here. We're going to talk about some of those. If you're Suites, Pinnacles, you're going to have some additional options as well. But it is a beautiful setup here. It is 3 stories, so it feeds a lot of people because this is a big ship as we talked about, right? So you want to make sure that you can get them all in here and get them well fed. Good space, good food. One thing that I'll recommend though, if you want to sit with somebody, you want to change a dinner reservation, you want to do something, make sure you're coming and talking to these maitre d's that are here as soon as you get onto the ship. Check with them sooner because once people start coming, you'll see that there will be lines. People will be asking questions, trying to change things. Make sure you're just getting ahead of that if you can on the day that you board. Coming back around, we're gonna have Izumi over here on the left. This is one of my favorites. It is more of an a la carte experience as well, so it doesn't have to be as pricey as some of the other places if you don't want it to be, because you can just order what you want and pay for that. Here's a quick glance at the menu, so if you want to pause your screen and take a look at that, you can do it. But I'll take you in here real quick because it's normally open. You got your maitre d' there. Always glad to make reservations for you. But they will have the teppanyaki experience, so if you want to sit down and have a nice little show, especially if you got kids, I think that's always a great experience. Then coming over to the other side, you've got more of your sushi style with the sushi bar that is over there, but very good food. Coming back out, we're gonna walk up to deck 5. One thing I'll also encourage you to do on board Wonder of the Seas is check out the artwork. I am really impressed. It's a traditional art with like modern pops and flares to it, which I am really appreciating. So I'll come over here and show you deck 5 track. So this is where you can come and walk, and I'm not gonna go out there because it's gonna mess my camera up. It is humid today. We've got a tropical storm, depression, I don't know what it is, off the coast here of the Bahamas. And so it is very humid here today. All right, so coming into deck 5 here. This is where all the magic is gonna happen. This is where the fun activities are gonna be at. It is the Royal Promenade. Behind me you'll see is that second level of the main dining room. And then you're gonna come over here where you're gonna have all the shopping. You're gonna have restaurants, a couple of different things. These are short excursion machines, so you can do this on your app as well, or you can just pause there and schedule your short excursion, what's gonna go well for you. The Bionic bar here is something that is a fan favorite for many people. So these little robots over here will make you your drink. So it is, you know, they have a set experience, if you will. They've got the wait time over there on the left. A lot of people like staying here watching what is being made for them. So it's a super cool experience. You've got guest services over on the other side. We'll come back and show you what's above that when we get closer to it. But right in front of this, you see there's a big open spot in the middle of the floor. This is the Rising Tide bar. This bar is going to go from deck 5 all the way up to deck 8. So you'll see the belly of it right there. That is where it is currently stationed, is deck 8, but you can ride that all the way up. It is a slow experience. It takes about 15 minutes, but do it at least once. I mean, there's not a ton of seats there, but I think that it is a good experience. Regalia, you're gonna have all the jewelry that you want. And my personal favorite, the Cafe Promenade. Though, interestingly, for those of you that watched the channel for a while, I have sworn off coffee. So I've not been doing coffee for about 6 or 7 months now. I think I'm still going through withdrawals some. But this is the place where you can come and use your drink packages, your vouchers, to get Starbucks made coffee. It is Starbucks roasted. It is not the franchise of Starbucks, which is a big difference. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. You then got your next cruise. So if you want to take advantage of some of those onboard credits that come with booking a cruise while you're here, you're gonna do that there. It is not a better price. They're gonna give you whatever the fair market price is online, same as your travel agent would give you. So make sure you talk to your travel agent before you come on board to say, hey, do I need to book a cruise while I'm here? Does it make sense? And then figure out for yourself if that's something you want to do. You've got Sorrento's Pizza. This is always a fan favorite. So you're gonna have lines here at peak time. So if you're coming late in the evening, you're coming, you know, when people are traditionally eating pizza, think, I would say between after 9 o'clock, they line up here. And then outside of the dinner times, that's gonna be a spot where you're gonna see lines, but it moves quick. I will say that. I give them props for how quickly they can move people through there and how quickly they can turn out the pizza. Coming into the Irish pub, this is gonna give you some live music every night. It is an acoustic style music, so you're gonna have a guitarist that's gonna hang out over there. But this is where you'll come if you want like a fancy style of beer or a different kind of beer. They've got more products than what you can find in the other places, and that is the Cask and Clipper. You can continue on and have additional shops. The shop over there is where you can get all your Royal Caribbean items, including those ship models that you know I love to collect. And on the left, you're gonna see Solarium, where you can get smell goods, lotions, all that. These are duty free. But know that if you do buy something on the cruise ship that is too expensive, you will be flagged by customs. I think the ship may or may not report that, but you're going to have to explain to them that you bought it and potentially declare it. Coming into Spotlight Karaoke, this is definitely a fan favorite as well. Karaoke on cruise ships has long been a thing. It is very popular. They've got adult karaoke, they've got kid karaoke. Oftentimes they're gonna have family karaoke and competitions where people are trying to be the best karaoke person in the entire ship, and they'll come on every single night And as you see, it is a smaller venue. So if this is something that you want to do, they got a good sized bar here. So luckily, even though there may be a lot of people in here, you normally can always get a drink pretty quick as long as you can make it to the bar, because most people aren't necessarily drinking or being in that kind of a mindset. Coming back out, right here in front of us, you're gonna have the Starbucks. So this is a franchise Starbucks. So if you want to get any coffee here, you are gonna need to pay for that. There is no voucher, there is no drink package that is going to work for this Starbucks. And it's the same coffee as the other one, so just up to you on how you do that. You have boleros. So if you're looking for Latin music, if you're looking for reggaeton, muchacha, any of those, that's gonna be in here. The music is always spectacular. This place stays packed when the live band is playing. It is a super cool spot. As you see, the colors are great, nice and eerie. Good place to come and hang out. So if you wanna go down to entertainment place where we just were, this is where you're gonna take this staircase. There are multiple staircases. Remember we saw that one just a moment ago. You'll take that and you can go down. That's traditionally where I go down versus coming all the way to the main staircase. All right, so as promised, the Royal Theater, because it is open here. So we're gonna walk on in. This is the balcony of the Royal Theater. So this will give you a really good view of what you can see, what you can expect. Coming around, they've got a few different shows that are in here. One of them is the acoustic show, which quite frankly, I'm not a huge fan of. I've seen better shows on board Royal Caribbean ships. That one's just not for me. But what you need to know is you got this rail down here. So in the balcony, you see that there's a rail, and I'll use my finger to point at it right here. Try to sit at least in the second or third row. Otherwise, you're gonna have that rail cutting off the middle view so you can't really see any. But it is a larger theater. You will have a few chairs over there on the right, box seats. And then back here in the back, if I really want to try to sneak away, I'll sit in the right-hand side of the aisle where people don't even know you can sit. Those are all first come, first serve. So if you want something like that, make sure that that is where you are going. All right, coming back out now, we are going to quickly bop up to floor 6. And then I'm going to give you a very high-level tour of the fitness center. So this is deck 6 forward. The interesting thing about deck 6, more beautiful artwork, is that it does not connect to the aft section of the ship, and the aft doesn't connect to the forward. You can't just walk through the middle of deck 6. You have to go through the stateroom side. And I personally, when I'm walking around the ship, I want to walk where something's happening. I don't want to walk down a long stateroom hallway and just see staterooms. I want to be like in the heart of things. So that's why I prefer cutting through on deck 5. All right, you've got the Vitality Cafe here. This is a really cool spot. One that they've actually started taking off of cruise ships. Hey there. So they're gonna have protein, creatine, smoothies, all that great stuff. Drink vouchers do work. Drink packages do work. So you can always check those out. So you're gonna have your spa. You can get day passes. You can get massages. You can get liquid IV treatments. All sorts of good stuff. But I'm gonna swing you over here to the fitness center. My personal place that I like to hang out. And I've already been here once. So we came Friday, I think all aboard was 3:30. So you all know that I boarded at like 3:15, 3:20, and I was at the gym by 4, so I was very proud of myself. Coming in, like most cruise ships, you're gonna have tons of cardio equipment. You've got ellipticals, you've got treadmills, recumbent bikes, Stairmasters, all sorts of good stuff. It's kind of packed right now, so I'm not gonna give you too much. You see there is equipment here. Down on the other end, you're gonna see there is a Smith machine, cable machine, and dumbbells up to 100 pounds. So it is good, but do try to come during off-peak times. I would say anytime in the morning, this place is gonna be jammed with people. So you wanna make sure you're trying to avoid that and try to come like later in the afternoon.
Sorry, are you in the middle of that? Or?
Yeah, what's up though?
I was wondering, do you have a channel?
I do.
What is it called?
The Weekend Cruiser.
The Weekend Cruiser?
Yeah.
Awesome, keep it
So,
up, dude.
will do, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. So try to come during those off-peak hours. It's just gonna be much easier for you to get in. I personally like to say, go when other people are going to be drunk. If other people are not drunk yet, the gym is not slow, at least for me. But if you like going to people watching and seeing people, you wanna make sure that you are going in the morning before 10 o'clock, and it's gonna be packed. Even right now, it's about 11:15. It is still pretty crazy in there. So I'll go this afternoon again, about 3 p.m. this afternoon, 4 o'clock, when everybody is drunk. All right, so as we talked about before, I can't walk directly from here to the other side of deck 6, and there is the Boardwalk balcony over there that I have to show you. This is also a beautiful view of the Royal Promenade. looking up to Central Park, which is right above. So I'm gonna pause the camera, we're gonna bop back out on deck 6, and I'm gonna show you where I'm standing at from that angle. All right, so welcome to the other side of deck 6. So it's deck 6 midship going towards the aft. You can see where I was just standing, like right there's where we just were. So I wanted to show you what is up here. You've got on the right-hand side your focus photo gallery and shore excursions. These are kind of a element of days gone by. I don't think they're probably long for this world because you can do all of this on the app. So if you have not downloaded the Royal Caribbean app and you're getting ready to come on a cruise, make sure that you do that because your photos will be visible there as well in the digital format. Come over here, you're gonna have your loyalty desk. So if you have a question on your crown and anchor points, any of that, what benefits you get, changing your amenities, the concierge there, or the loyalty ambassador, I should say, will be able to help. Here's the schooner bar. This is probably my personal favorite place on the ship because they have a live pianist who plays and sings. They normally take requests. They're always super good, super engaging. They are true entertainers if they have gotten the job on board this ship. And so I love coming and just sitting here, singing along with them, shouting out at the crowd, like just super good. These seats over here are also super nice for when they're doing events down here by the car. So they'll do 70s night, all that kind of stuff. And it's gonna take place right here in front of the car. If you wanna be watching the action, but not in the action because it does get crowded down there, come up here to deck 6 to the schooner bar and you will be able to see the entire thing, get the same energy and vibe, live band up here, and enjoy from, let's say, a comfortable distance. One interesting thing that I'll point out, this bar has places where you can hang your purses, jackets if you brought that with you, and it's got USB-C and USB-A connections, which I don't know if I've seen that on another bar or not on the ship. I just happened to notice it there. But any of these seats by the windows, that's where I love to be. Super nice. So we're gonna walk past the loyalty ambassador here, and we're gonna pop out to the boardwalk. Hopefully the camera's not gonna fog up again. If it does fog up, we'll just pause and we'll come back to you in a second as soon as it gets adjusted because it is warm here, it's humid. You all missed all the excitement in my walk over here. We are under a tropical storm warning because we were cruising in, what is this, the end of September now? And so everybody's phone has gone off like 3 or 4 times, letting us know that we are under a tropical storm warning. We're in Coco Cay, so the Bahamas, everywhere here is in it because Tropical Depression 9 just turned into, or no, the Tropical System 9 just turned into a depression. All right, so we are now in the boardwalk. You've got some great opportunities with these little carousel horses here. You've got some games, so we'll show you the arcade upstairs, which is where like the more serious games are, but this fits in with Playmakers because they are sports oriented with football and basketball there. But Playmakers is your sports bar. But I want to call out over here, you've got Boardwalk Doghouse. So this is going to give you hot dogs, bratwurst. I don't know that I've actually ever had one of these, probably because I'm scared that if once I do, I will continue having them. But a lot of people do think this is a great alternative to Sorrento's if it is open, but it is not open in the evenings. So that's kind of one of the downsides to it. Sugar Beach here, it's a sugar store. So if you want to walk in and pay by the pound for all the candy, it's a great spot. It's also a great spot if you want added ice cream. So you want to buy ice cream, this is going to have your best ice cream on the ship. Come over, you're going to have the kids shop. So unlike the shop downstairs, it doesn't have kids items. So if you want toys, shirts that are in the small sizes for the wee little ones, that's where you're going to go to. Johnny Rockets here, I love to call out. I don't come here for dinner and lunch very much so. Do love their milkshake, which you can use with the drink package, but more importantly, you need to know that this place serves breakfast. So if you want a sit-down breakfast experience without all the hassle of the buffet upstairs, I'm going to show you the Windjammer here. The line was significant this morning, especially if you're looking at going at peak times. Consider Johnny Rockets as a strong alternative. Playmakers is your sports bar. So this is also a food place. So if you wanted to come and eat, you can do that here. The food here is good. Prices used to be cheaper. They've gone up a wee little bit, so I'm not sure I love it as much these days, but the food is still good food. So you're gonna have different places that you can sit around the corner here. TVs for days. So if there is a game that you want, let them know. They'll see if they have that on the channels and they will change the channel because see, there's plenty of them. So if you're sitting by one, make a request. You're also gonna have places that you can specially reserve. So if you and your friends are huge into whatever the game's gonna be, while you're here, make sure you are reserving the spot here. See if that gives you, it's reserved for winners. So just make sure you're doing that. And you can look at it and tell that it is a higher end, nice section. Here is the Great Abyss. So for those venture seekers, and we are gonna talk about this earlier, when you're on deck 15 up there, This slide will drop you off at deck 8. So it is a round around. I've actually never done this, interestingly enough. What I'll advise you on this, if you were coming to do the Great Abyss, keep your elbows tucked in and follow instructions. People do get injured on this, mainly because they don't tuck their elbows and they get a burn from the metal and the friction as they come down. All right, so now you've got the Aqua Theater. This is always a fan favorite. We just came last night. Pro tips here, make sure you are coming to the Aqua Show the very first night that it is done. Why do I say that? Because if there is weather, like we're gonna have a tropical storm coming through tomorrow, so we're probably not gonna be having the show going forward because this is the first show that will close. If it is wavy, if it's rocky, if there's lightning. Even our show last night, we had a 10-minute pause because there was a storm that was a little ways away and there was some lightning that was going on. So we wanna make sure we come here first because you don't have it guaranteed. It's gonna happen the rest of the cruise. So go to the first time it shows. You're also gonna have the rock climbing wall up here. So if you wanna do something adventurous, you've got rock climbing there and it is above me as well. The other thing you need to know, the first 2 rows down there, maybe even 3 rows, you will get wet. They'll have towels for you, but it is a very, very wet experience. But do make sure you try to come and see this. It is the best show. Get reservations in advance through the app that we've already talked about. If you're not able to do that, there will be a standby line. So for this ship, standby line is on the left-hand side of the Great Abyss. If you have a ticket or a reservation, you'll come to the right-hand side. You're gonna wanna make sure you're showing up about 20 minutes early to get in the standby line. More than likely, I don't like to ever promise anything, you will still make it into the show. So that is the good thing that you need to know there is not everybody with the reservations show up for whatever reason. Absolutely fine. It allows people without those reservations to still be able to show up and get in. All right, so we're gonna pause the camera and we're gonna pop out on our next destination. All right, welcome to deck 8 forward. So we're gonna walk towards the aft section ship now, coming through my favorite neighborhood on board the ship, which is Central Park, designed to be like Central Park. So it is more relaxing, it's more calm. Got a nice little map over here for you to look at. And if you want expensive jewelry, you've got Effie, you've got Regalia. This is where you can come for more of your higher end pieces. Coming over here, you see that it is, Central Park. They've got crickets playing in the background. They'll have some birds. And you've got Giovanni's kitchen and wine bar over here on the left. So this is a super cool spot. Nobody normally even sits out at these tables in the evenings. So if I'm trying to avoid people but still get my people watch on, this is where I'm gonna come and sit. They've got a limited liquor menu inside. So if you are looking for wine, great spot. They're gonna have higher end wines that you're not gonna find anywhere else. But when it comes to other solutions such as liquor or beer, they're gonna have a more limited menu. You've got Giovanni's over here, so your Italian restaurant. It is open for lunch, so it does a lunch option for you too. In the evenings over here, you're gonna have light music, jazz. They're gonna have things that you may hear in Central Park, so it's just super easy listening. Normally nobody's singing to it, but just acoustic music, cellos, violins, that kind of stuff. Park Cafe here, I think, is one of the biggest kept secrets on board. And you see that there's really not many people in here. We'll quickly step inside. It is currently serving lunch while we're in Karaoke. So you can come, grab some food. It is a grab and go situation, but they do have a really nice salad bar down there for you that you can make your own salad bar, which I always appreciate. And it gives you that second option for where to go for breakfast. So remember, breakfast in the Windjammer is crazy in the morning. Go to Johnny Rockets, or you can come here to Park Cafe and also get some really cool food. Trellis bar, a fan favorite of many as well. This is, if it's not too humid outside like it is today, with our tropical storm going on, this is a place I love to come, sit, hang out. Doesn't stay too crazy. It is open fairly late as well, and you're gonna have good photo opportunities through your trellis on the other side. So trellis bar, the trellis is on the opposite side of it. Kind of see what they did there. On the left here, I gotta make a decision. We've got 150 Central Park. This is where I just ate at last night. Super good. It's gonna be more contemporary American. Highly recommend the fried cheesecake over there. The duck is good. They've got all sorts of great options. The beef tenderloin for $2, also a good thing. So here, you're gonna have that rising tide bar that we talked about. So now you can actually see it through the glare a little bit, but it is off right now. They'll be starting that up when everybody gets back on board the ship later on, and it will go downstairs back to deck 5. But if you're ever curious when it's going to be going, it does show you on the screen outside what time it's gonna be leaving and when. Over on the right-hand side, you've got my restaurant for tonight because I got the all-inclusive dining package. You've got Chops Grille. So this is where you're gonna go for your steakhouse. And so they've got a menu outside. I'll quickly show you what this is. I think it is a going trend, and let me know in the comments. Most people are gonna prefer 150 Central Park. It feels a little bit nicer, more sophisticated. If you want more of a classic style restaurant, or steakhouse that is, go over to Chops. Chops is gonna have a lot more red meat options, whereas 150 is gonna have red meat, but they're also gonna have some other options. You're gonna see that you have umbrellas here. This is totally open air. So when you go into Central Park, even like thought about it with our dining package this trip, we have that storm that's off the coast now that we're just getting all these warnings for. And we're very likely gonna start getting rain soon. So we're gonna have to start using some of those umbrellas. Mom is on this cruise with me, and so she will be very glad to know that we have umbrellas and a way to get her out there to the food. Coming into the music hall. This is a place I honestly don't spend a lot of time. It is traditionally more sophisticated crowd, older crowd. They've got a 70s band in here. That seems to be the going theme for most of these. And that's just not music that I necessarily gravitate towards. But I think it is a great spot the way that it's designed for special events. So if you're coming on board and looking to do a wedding, looking to do a family reunion and have everybody get together, I think this is just a super cool place to come and do that. Especially with this view out the back. You can't see it great because there's so much light coming in from these huge windows, but you've got the great abyss looking out through the boardwalk. It is really nice. Coming upstairs, I'll show you where I do like to sit when I come in here. And one of the hidden little items that most people don't even realize is on the ship or in this area. So, as you can probably already imagine, I like to people watch, but I don't like to be involved in everything. I don't want to be in it. I just kind of want to be a part of it. So these stools right here are some of my absolute favorite because I can sit here, look down, see the band, which we're getting all set up for, see your dance floor, and still have a good time without being down in the absolute smack dab middle of it. And here's that hidden feature. You've got a pool table in the music hall. I think it's a little bit of an odd place to have it, but it is great. Most people don't use it. They don't know about it. Come and use it. It's free. It's complimentary. Your balls are sitting over here on the side. You can rack them, and it is a good time. There's also a bar up here, and you see they've got their AV tech hidden upstairs. All right, so I'm going to pause the camera. We're going to head up to Wonderland. So we are now on deck 12, midship elevators. You'll see the elevators here are decorated for Wonderland. It is a Wonderland experience, and so you'll see a lot of items that you may recognize from the children's book, from the movie. This is an experience more for, I don't know if it's for kids, for food adventurous people. It's a gastronomical. Let me know in the comments what word I'm trying to say here, everybody. But it is a more science-based restaurant. I've been here once, and I've never been back. It is a check-the-box exercise for me, but if you've never done it, I think that it can be a really cool experience. Again, especially if you have kids, I think that's probably who it's more geared towards. But you'll see that it is a cool setup. Great lighting, beautiful view of the boardwalk and the back of the ship and the Aqua Theater there. So cool, super cool spot. They also have a bar here, so if you just want to come grab a drink, you can always do that as well here. You know, if you are finding that bars are crowded on the ship, especially here on weekends, we love our drinks. Try some of the different bars. There's different sections you can go to that can still serve you and probably have a little bit more down of an experience than you might have in some of the more popular locations. All right, so again, we just went upstairs about 2 floors from deck 12 at where Wonderland is to deck 14 now, and this is the card room. So these are all by the midship elevators. We'll pop in here. The card room is where you can come play cards. It's normally a little bit quieter, not as crazy as some of the other locations. You do have to hit the little door open button, but you'll see that it is a really nice option in here if you want to come relax, hang out, and get away from the rest of the ship. All right, welcome to the Solarium. This is the adults-only section on board Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. As you see, it is a closed solarium, meaning there is no air that's gonna come in from the top, and there's also no rain that's gonna come in. There is air conditioning here, but honestly, you cannot tell it at this exact moment. It is quite warm in here, quite humid in here, and so people are sitting here, but not really the best spot because you don't get a breeze with it being enclosed. But you see there's plenty of space in the sitting pools down here if you want to hang out there. They're going to have lots of different jacuzzi options and plunge pools, if you will, to be able to hang out in. You're also going to have your Solarium bar here. I think this is a great spot in the evenings actually to come. It's normally quieter, but it's a really, really cool atmosphere with all the trees and everything around. Hello, hello. Behind that, you're going to have the Mediterranean Bistro. And I am blanking on the name because I'm blanking on the name. But anyway, that is the Mediterranean Bistro. If you want Mediterranean food for a specialty restaurant, you can go in there. And you see up above, you've got some of the ducts for the air conditioning that they're going to have. One pro tip that I will give you for here is number one, if you want a seat in here, come early. The others is, you see where this gentleman is sitting here? That is where the air conditioning is at. So it blows directly on you and it'll help cool it off a wee little bit. You're also gonna see that this one has 2 wings. So if you wanna go out through that door that is open there to the left, you'll be on top of the bridge, give you some beautiful views of Coco Cay today, where you can take selfies or you can just go out there and get some nice breeze while the ship is sailing. Coming back out, again, all of these seats, first come, first serve. So if you want one of the, I don't know if these are considered eggshells or not, those are missing its cushions it looks like, but those are all first come, first serve. You do have towel service here. Make sure that you are checking out your towel and you are then returning it. They will charge you $20, I promise you, they will charge you $20 if they even suspect that you still have a towel. So you can't leave it in your room, you have to physically get it checked back in. That is one of the biggest things we see on Facebook that people forget. It's annoying. You can call in, if it happens to you, do give them a call and explain to them what had happened and they'll probably give you your $20 back, but save yourself the trouble. All right, so we're gonna walk from the very forward section of the ship to the aft section of the ship now. Swinging over here. This is a unique bar. I don't come here very often, but if you want somewhere to sit that's at a nice little spot, you can always come here. I personally just don't think about it, but it is quite pretty. It does hang out over the side a little bit on those chairs, so you get a really cool view while you're sailing. Coming through here, we're gonna start on this side of the ship, which is your kids' side. So if you want to bring your kids with you, there is plenty for them to do here. You'll see there are multiple slides that they can choose from, and you're gonna have the kids area. So the pool deck out here is divided into 4 different quadrants, if you will. We're in the kids quadrant. On the other side of the ship is going to be your more quiet pool. And it's gonna look just like the same ones that we're gonna come up to next time, but there is a big opening there in the middle. That is where you can look down and see Central Park is down there. So if you want to know where Central Park is, just peek your head through there and you'll be able to see it. Coming through here, you have the pool station that is actually open, but more importantly, you've got sprinkles there in the middle. So if you want soft serve ice cream, it can get a wee little bit of a line, but they do move you pretty quick. That is the place you can go to get complimentary soft serve ice cream. You're gonna have a few lime and coconut bars that are open on this floor as well. So if you want to grab a drink, you want to hang out, this is the place to do it. Today, because we're in Karaoke Cave, that one is closed. However, the one on the other side of the ship is open. So if you're in port one day and you see something's closed, try the other section. There's normally always at least one pool bar that's gonna be open. This is the party quadrant, I call it, so on this side. So the reason I say that is the DJ is gonna go right there in the middle and they are gonna bump the music specifically in this section. So this becomes kind of the more wild, crazy side for a weekend. So if that's the experience you're looking for, this is where you're gonna go. You can go to the other side and I'll show you better what it looks like on the opposite side, but you're still gonna get the music, but not as much of that energy that may come with it. All right, so let's go back inside. It is warm, it is humid. So I'm looking forward to the air conditioning as I walk you through Windjammer. So, as we talked about earlier, you want to make sure that you're staying away from Windjammer during peak times, and it is noon. Luckily, we're in Coco Cay, so it should not be horrible. On the Wonder of the Seas, you are going to go into the Windjammer from the middle. This is different on older Oasis class ships. I think this is a good improvement. To have just one place to enter from. You've got your washy lady over here. Good. So definitely wash your hands if you're coming in here to eat. One thing I love about Royal Caribbean is they are constantly reminding you to have proper hygiene. Norovirus, COVID, flu. There's all sorts of stuff that go around on cruise ships. We don't hear much about norovirus anymore, or COVID for that matter. But rest assured, they are still here on the ship. Make no doubt. All right, so it is split into the right side and onto the left side. It looks like they just closed out breakfast on the left side, so they are breaking that down. And then over here on the right side, you'll see where they have their lunch set up. So you can come through, grab your plate, grab your silverware, get some food, walk around. This is actually a really good way of designing this to handle a lot of people because it will allow you to just walk around and be able to see it. My favorite spot is going to be your dessert station here. Probably if I was coming back over here, I'd go for that pistachio that is there, or maybe a sugar cookie. And then you're gonna have some complimentary drinks on board as well. So I just like calling these out so you know what's being provided. So in this one, you've got fruit punch, lemonade, and water. Looks like that other machine is out. You're also gonna have ice and water. This is about it when it comes to what you can get for free. You've got hot water there, and you're gonna have complimentary coffee as well. So if you want coffee, you can do that. These Coke machines, so if you want a freestyle machine, these are extra cost, and you've gotta have the refreshment package at least in order to get this, and you can mix and match and get all sorts of goodness out of here. They're not in a lot of spaces, and they're rather expensive these days, so I'm not sure that I really recommend just the refreshment package. My favorite place to sit, back here. Why? Because it's out of the way. But you can still look down, have great views of the Boardwalk balcony. So my room is back there, the second or third from Wonderland, which is what you're looking at. So come back here if you want to kind of get out of the way. People forget that there are seats back here. Sometimes they may close it. If they do that, always be respectful of what the crew has done. But I like it as a good spot to get away, or come over here where you just don't have a lot of people. All right, so you got a few extra options on this side. So if you don't see what you want on one side, go to the other. So you got orange, apple on this side. So probably more of those breakfast kind of alternatives. As we continue on, just wanted to show you where the bread is. I know a lot of people come in here and they love their bread. So that's gonna be on this side. And then you're gonna have your bar and refreshments over here. If you want coffee in the morning and you're in the buffet, Windjammer, this is where you're gonna come to. It can have quite the line. There are other options, such as the Vitality Cafe that we talked about. I talked about the smoothies and the protein and creatine, but you can also get a barista there and have coffee as well. So something just to keep in mind when you are looking for a quick caffeine fix. The Promenade can have a lot of people, and so can up here. Promenade is probably my first choice. Coming through here is a restaurant I have never been to. Tomorrow will be my first time coming to the Mason Jar. And so, it will not surprise you all that given the name, the Mason Jar, it is a Southern restaurant, so it speaks directly to my heart. Being a Southerner, I mean, they've got pimento cheese, they've got probably chicken and waffles on there, all sorts of good stuff. Actually, I don't see chicken and waffles, but I'll have to let you know. But it's a really cool spot. They do live music here as well, which I don't think a lot of people realize. When you are on a ship this large, walk around in the evenings and just see what's going on, pick your head in places. You'll see that they will have a country band traditionally playing here. This is also a spot that there's nothing that keeps you all from coming and hanging out in these rockers, looking over at the ship on the other side to see what is going on over here. Interesting enough, you can see that the hot tubs do have a glass bottom to them, so you can see right through them to see everybody's legs and what is going on there. So could be some interesting rocking out here. It is a proper specialty restaurant though, so there is an upcharge if you want to come in here and eat. Drinks are included in the drink package, and they've got some unique drinks that they make in here that a lot of people really like. But if you want to come in for a dinner experience or a brunch experience, that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I don't know that I'd come here for dinner unless I just wanted something a little bit cheaper. But for us, for brunch, it's going to work out really, really well. All right, so we're now here on deck 16, all the way in the forward section of the ship in Hooked, the seafood restaurant. So you'll see that it's got a coastal vibe to it. You've got all this light furniture, darker woods. Down below is the Solarium Bistro that I was trying to think of the name for. That's the Mediterranean one. That is directly below us, and you overlook the actual solarium. So this is a great place to come. I love the mussels in wine sauce that they do here. I'm gonna be coming here on Sunday night for my dinner. They've got a maitre d' station here as well, so if you've got any questions, can ask. Here's a quick menu for you if you want to pause and maybe zoom in if you're on your phone. But they've got a lot of good food here. I remember they rolled this out on the Navigator of the Seas. It was really, really good, so I highly recommend checking that out if you do get the chance. Coming back over here, we're going to walk back outside on deck 16 to show you a different view of deck 15, the main pool deck. Oop, got this. They've got some hidden chairs here. This doesn't go anywhere, but that is a nice spot. Again, if you want to kind of squirrel away and get away, or maybe just look down at the people in the solarium, you can go there and do that. Coming around here, you're going to see this is deck 16. So this is the top section of the sun deck. So if you want full sun all the time, this is where you're going to come to. You've got the casitas over here, which I don't feel like have really been reserved as well as Royal Caribbean would have liked. But if you want a nice dedicated spot like tomorrow, we're gonna have a sea day because of the storms. Might be a good idea for us to get a casita, something I'm thinking about, but then you gotta battle that with, I don't know that the weather's gonna be quite amazing. So now we're looking down on the kids section here that you can see. You've got the other pool, that's the quiet pool that I call it, or quieter pool. And you've got a better view of your slides over here. You're also gonna have the patio up on the upper left-hand side, On other Oasis class ships, this is going to be where your suite area is, but they've changed that now to be where the teenagers can hang out, and we kind of wall them off so that they aren't out here in the craziness of everything else, which I kind of personally appreciate, but that's just me. Coming back through here, you're going to see that you've also got lime and coconut. So this is a very popular bar. They've got tons of great drinks that you can come and order. And they're normally pretty quick about it. First day on any cruise ship, you're going to find bars move a little bit slower because everybody is thirsty. They just got to the ship and they're already out on a mission. But I promise you, as the weekend goes on, or maybe the week goes on, you're going to find that it does slow down a little bit. And again, you're going to have eggshells, you're going to have hot tubs and jacuzzis. All of these are first come, first serve. If you can fit in the jacuzzi, you belong in there. They can get really, really crowded. So I was walking Mom through here earlier when we first got here, and she looked out at the party pool here, and it was just mobbed with people. There was so many people, and she was just like, oh my goodness. I think it scared her a little bit. But luckily, as you can see, it is thinned out, and you've got some stadium seating there. I love anything that's going to have a cushion to it. I think that's always really nice. But again, your hot tubs are going to have that see-through element to it, so everybody's going to be able to see your legs while you are sitting in there. Coming through here, we're going to walk towards the back of the ship. You've got the sports zone here, which starts here, and you've got, well, I'll swing through here real quick because it does pop me out on the other side. You're going to have vending machines for all sorts of randomness, basically. So if you want snacks, things that the port merchant may have on other places, you want some medicine, something that's over the counter, this is where you can come. You forgot your deodorant, sunscreen. It's going to be expensive. Make absolutely no mistake. They got playing cards and things that you can do there as well. So you're going to pay for that experience, but you can certainly do it. Coming back in, we're going to pop into the Crown Lounge here. If I can get my key out, I'll show you. It's the old Diamond Lounge for those of you who didn't realize that they have changed the name of this probably a bit ago. I still want to call it the Diamond Lounge though. This is where you come if you are a diamond and above. So I'll give you a quick peek inside of here. It is quiet. Again, we're in port, but if you ever want to squirrel away, it's nice that this one is upstairs on deck 16. We have windows, you can see outside, get some good lighting. But more importantly, you're going to have the coffee machine, cookies, all that good stuff that they're going to put over there. And they're going to have the concierge here, so if you do have any questions, need some support, they are always glad to help you out. All right, continuing a deck 16 tour already in progress. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit breezy. You can feel the storm coming in. I don't know if that's it out there or not, if you all can see that, but there is a tropical depression that has just stormed. So, I mean, for probably 10 minutes, everybody on the ship was getting alert. So if you're cruising in September, October, storms can still happen. Just make sure you're aware of it and you're good with it. Me living in Miami, I'm always going to make the ship. The ship will normally always leave. It's just a matter of it might be changed a little bit. So don't be disappointed if your ship gets moved around, you don't go where you thought you were going to go, or maybe you just don't go anywhere at all. All right, coming back down here, you'll see the landing pad for the zip line. So if you want to go zip lining and go from point A to point B, you can do that through here, coming all the way back to here. Above that is going to be Coastal Kitchen and the Suite Sundeck, which we are going to go to momentarily. In the meantime, you've got a full court soccer game going on over here. This can be paddleboard, pickleball, soccer, basketball, they play everything over there. You're also going to have the FlowRider here. Looks like the crew is practicing themselves right now, which I always think is great that they can even come close to figuring some of this out. It looks very difficult to me, and I have no desire to try that. You'll see these people over here playing a game that most people don't understand or get. It is foot soccer. So it's kind of like an old shuffleboard game, if you will, but that's where you're going to just play it underneath the table. All right, so here you've got the Great Abyss. This is where you're going to come to go directly to deck 8. If you want to just get down to, deck 5. If you want to go from deck 16 to deck 5, the Great Abyss here is where you're going to do that. Do make sure you follow the slide safety rules to have a good, enjoyable experience. And these chairs back here are awesome if you want to just sit, chill out, and watch the wake as the ship goes. Another bar that people forget about is the Wipeout bar. So, again, if you're back here, you are never going to be far away from a bar ever on a Royal Caribbean ship, or any cruise ship for that matter. Just make sure you know where they're at, because I think people just forget. That one doesn't stay as busy to me because I think people just don't think about it. Looks like we've got some renovations going on over here to the putt-putt into the dunes. They've done a really good job over the years making this area really light and bright, so it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. They're going through repainting, refinishing it, and gonna make it look even better. Continuing on, so we are now walking towards the forward section of the ship. You've got El Loco Fresh. Again, another bar here, the Cantina. But El Loco Fresh is a great spot. If you don't want to do the buffet, you want to stay outside, maybe you're at the pool and you're wet, you don't want to dry off and put a cover up on, you can come here and grab some food. They're gonna have burritos, nachos, quesadillas, all sorts of Mexican-inspired, probably more Tex-Mex food that you're gonna be able to find here with Spanish music playing in the background. I don't know if you all can hear that or not. Hopefully that's not a copyright violation for me, but all time will tell. Got your partnership over there with us. It's kind of interesting. The ship's parked really close. The dock at Coco Cay is directly below us, right? And it's really interesting to see that there's not that much difference between the two. So it almost looks like one stops and one ends. It's hard to believe that there's hundreds of people down there. All right, so I'll give you one more quick view of the pools here because I think this is everybody's favorite place that they're most interested in. But now we're gonna turn the camera off and I'm gonna pop back on in the suite area so we can chat more about what you get for the suite life. So we're now at deck 16 by the midship staircases. The tough thing here, and I also often take the stairs up to deck 17, is deck 17 is missing some elevators. I'll show you that in a second. So if you're coming up here, sometimes it's just easy enough to come to deck 16 and walk up one flight of stairs. If you are in a suite, your set sail card or your SeaPass card will give you direct access to the elevators that come up here. As you see, we only have elevators on the left-hand side. So instead of having, 12 total elevators, it's got 6, just the ones on the interior. Come all the way up here. So you may have to wait a little bit longer if you are coming up here or going to specialty or somewhere like that for dinner. Make sure you're giving yourself enough time for the elevators. Coming through, you've got Coastal Kitchen and the Suite Lounge. This door here I find normally stays open, but there is a control there if they need to turn that off. There's staterooms through here. So I always say, be a little courteous. You know, I'm talking a little bit more softly, though I doubt many people are in their rooms at this point. Though these are nice rooms. They pay good money to be in these suites. You see that the walls are a darker color. Carpet's a little nicer, feels a little more sophisticated. So they very well could be still just hanging out in their room. This is gonna bring us to the Suite Lounge and to Coastal Kitchen. They are serving lunch now, so we won't go too terribly far in there to stay kind of away from everybody, but do want to show you what they have to offer. So on the right, you're gonna have the Suite Lounge. So this is where you can come and get cookies if you're in a suite or a Pinnacle member. Coffee machine similar to the Crown Lounge. And they're also gonna have breakfast options up here as well. Coming over here, you can have your 2 concierges that sit here. So we've got the best concierge, Sue Ellen, who we just featured a little bit ago. And so you can come here and check with them. If you have a request, they can make something happen more so than anybody else on the ship if you've got it. Then you've got Coastal Kitchen over here, an elevated dining experience for those that are in the suites. Got a bar up here, plenty of great food options, and it is a higher end environment. So I enjoy coming here because it kind of gets me out of the main dining room. I am a Pinnacle member, and so one of my perks is they allow me in there without being in a suite, which is super nice. Because it's just, as you saw, like just a different atmosphere. It's quieter, it's calmer, and the food is a wee little bit elevated. So as we walk through here, I'm gonna pause the camera once again, and we're gonna pop back out at the suite deck. All right, here is the Suite Sundeck. So for those of you in the suite neighborhood, you have got a suite or you're a Pinnacle member, you're going to be able to come into this area to kind of get away. This is their idea of doing a ship within a ship model. So you're gonna see there's a different experience up here. You're gonna have towels that you do not have to check out, so you can just take those. You've also got different seats up here. Those are first come, first serve. And you're gonna be able to see over to all of the sports complex. All sorts of different kind of chairs here. I personally love sitting up by the railing here. The chairs are comfy, you've got couches. I think it's a really good experience. It's also a little bit quieter. You get a breeze coming through, which is super nice. You also have the Suite Sundeck bar. So this is open a good portion of the time. I definitely say check it out in the evenings. It's always really cool when it's calmed down a little bit or it's colder, not colder, cooler outside. You can come here and check that out. And even in the fridge there, they've got nice little wet, cold towels that they can give you to help you cool down some. Coming over to the place where the sun is, there was no sun on the other side, just the way the ship is angled. You'll see there's places that you can lay out, or you can come over here and jump in the very small pool that they've got. So it is more of a plunge pool that you can sit in and walk around in, or you can just come here and sit in the water. Never understood who those chairs are for, but those are the chairs that they have. So hopefully that was not a rushed tour of Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. This is a big ship, and I like to keep my videos a little bit shorter, but these are always longer. So thank you for hanging in there if you made it all the way through. I certainly appreciate that. Let me know down in the comments anything that I may have left out or things you've learned on your sailing with Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas you think other people could also benefit from. All right, everybody, it's Brandon the Weekend Cruiser. Hope to see you on a Weekend Cruise soon.